Hi everyone! In this video I will show you how I sculpt hair for 3D models using one of my own works as an example. I hope this tutorial will be useful for you. My English is not perfect, but I will do my best to make everything simple and easy to understand. I hope this video will be pleasant and easy to watch. This video can be helpful if you are just starting to learn how to build hair in sculpting, how not to get lost in the shapes, and how to make the hair look more alive and organic. Before starting the sculpt itself, it is very important to find good references. I recommend using real photos of real hair that match the hairstyle you want to create. Also be careful with AI-generated images. At first they can look beautiful, but very often they don't have good logic in the shapes and hair direction. Try to choose photos where you can clearly see the general shape of the hairstyle, the big shapes and the direction of the hair. After you find your references, you need to analyze them. First, look at the big shapes and the main forms. After that, pay attention to the direction of the hair. At the beginning, you can even draw these directions over the reference to understand where the hair goes more straight and where it starts to curl. It is also useful to look not only at real photos, but also at the works of other artists. Look at how they simplified the hair shape, how they separated the hairstyle into big hair masses, how they showed the directions of the strands, and how they made the hair readable in the sculpt. I also want to mention one thing that I often notice in the works of 3D artists that I like. In many beautiful and organic works, you can see a smooth movement of the form, similar to the English letter S. You can see it in the character pose, in the silhouette, in the folds of the clothes, in the rhythm of the details, and it also works very well with hair. If you look at examples, you can notice that the forms are not straight and boring. They have a smooth movement and rhythm. This S-shaped line makes the work look more alive, beautiful and natural. So when you sculpt hair, try to pay attention to these S-shaped directions too. You can use them in the big hair masses, in separate strands and in the general movement of the hairstyle. Of course, you don't need to literally draw the same letter S everywhere, but it is important to feel the smooth rhythm of the form. This way the hair will look not like a random set of strands, but more completely and beautiful. Before we fully start working on the hair, I want to show you the technique and the brushes that I usually use for hair sculpting. To create a curl, I use the curl tube brush. Now I will make it coming out from the sphere. Right away I try to give the curl a shape that is curved from every side. Here you can again notice the same S-shaped form that I talked about before. The curl should look organic from any angle. At the same time, it should not have the same width and thickness along the whole length. In some places it can be wider and in some places it can be thinner. Most of the time the curl becomes smaller towards the end, but anyway it is important to make it interesting from different sides. One of the main brushes that I use is clay buildup. With this brush I create gradient strands and start to show the main direction of the hair. Right now the geometry is not very comfortable, so I'm showing this more like a simple example. My goal here is not to make a final beautiful strand, but to show you the technique. I also use the DEM standard brush. With it I also show the direction of the hair and create deeper separations between the strands. To make the strand look cleaner and more polished, I use the polish brush. With this brush you can smooth the form a little and remove some messy areas on the surface. Also, to twist some ends of the hair, I sometimes use a spiral brush. I also use one brush that is not included in the standard brush set. I will attach it to my Google Drive so you can download it. This is a curve brush that creates smooth guiding lines. In general, it comes from a brush set for sculpting fabric and clothing folds, but I also like to use it for hair sometimes. It helps to create nice smooth guides. The size of these guides depends on the brush size, so you can make the direction wider or thinner depending on the brush size you choose. Now to create the second strand, we again trying to make its shape interesting and connect it nicely with the main strand. Don't forget about the S-shaped movement. Look at the form from all sides and repeat the same basic steps as with the first strand. It is important that the strands don't just sit next to each other, they should interact with each other. This way the hair will look more complete and organic. If you want the geometry to change only from one side, go to Brush, then Auto Masking and turn on Back Face Mask. This will block the brush from affecting the other side of the geometry. This is useful when you work within forms and don't want to accidentally touch the other side of the model. And one more small tip. With the dumb standard brush, you can increase lazy radius in the stroke setting. Then the line will be much softer and more gentle. Now let's move to the actual hair sculpting. Usually I start the hair from a simple sphere. At first I don't make small details, I need to build the big general shape first. For this I use Sculpt Pro. At this stage it is comfortable for me to freely pull the form, move it and change the silhouette. Right now I don't worry about the clean topology, the geometry can be rough and it's okay, this is only the first stage. The main goal now is to understand the general silhouette of the hair, the big shapes and the directions of the strands. I mark where the main hair mass will be, where the strands will go and how the whole hairstyle will look from all sides. Don't start with small lines right away. If the big shape does not work yet, details will not save the sculpt. So first I create the base, big shapes, movement and direction. And after that I will slowly divide the hair into strands and add more details. When the rough main shape is ready, I usually use ZRemesher to get a better mesh. With this new mesh, I can continue sculpting smaller details. After the remesher, I check the result. If the shape looks good, I continue working with the new mesh. You can also use project from the old version to the new one to bring back some parts of the shape or details. But this is not always needed. It depends on how the result looks after remeshing. Now we have a better base and we can slowly move to smaller strands and details. At this stage, I divide the big hair mass into smaller strands, adjust their direction and try to make the form more interesting and clean. Because this model is made for 3D printing, I will not add too many thin and very separated hairs. The small details can be hard to print, or they can be too fragile. So I try to keep a balance. The hair should look nice and detailed, but it should also stay solid and clear enough for printing. I keep checking the shape from all sides, adjust the silhouette, make the strands direction stronger and slowly bring the hair closer to the final look. I continue working in the same way over the whole hair shape. I will not show the full process until the very end in this video, because it is quite repetitive and can take too much time. But the idea stays the same. We work from big shapes to smaller details, always check the silhouette and look at the hair from all sides. This is how I slowly bring the whole hairstyle closer to the final look. Now I'm adding some smaller curls with the curved tube brush. As I showed before, with this brush you can create not only big strands, but also smaller curls, especially at the ends of the hair. In this work I don't add too many strong curls at the ends, because I want to keep the shape more solid and good for printing. But in this example you can see how I use this brush to add small strands. These details help to make the hairstyle more beautiful, alive and interesting. I think this is a good place to finish this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful and helped you understand how you can approach hair sculpting. If you like it, I would really appreciate your like and comment. Thank you again and good luck with your project.